Welcome to our series on AI for students, where we're only looking at free tools. Today, we're kicking things off with the big one, ChatGPT. Look, it can be an absolutely amazing study partner, but there's a catch. If you use it the wrong way, it can seriously hurt your grades. So let me just ask you straight up, ever get that feeling you might not be using ChatGPT the right way? In this quick explainer, we're going to cover the 3 things it's brilliant at, and more importantly, the 3 things you should never ever ask it to do. So, let's start with the good stuff. The best way to think about ChatGPT is like your own personal, super patient, 24/7 tutor. Its main superpower isn't finding new info, but processing logic and text that already exists. Basically, it's amazing at making complicated stuff feel simple. Okay, so what are these superpowers exactly? First up, coding help. If you need a quick Python script, it's fantastic. Second, and this is a big one, debugging. It's a total game changer. You can just paste in your broken code and the error message, and boom, it'll not only find the bug, but actually explain the fix to you. And third, step-by-step explanations. You know that tough concept in biology or stats that's just not clicking? Ask it to explain it to you like you're in 10th grade. The clarity is just awesome. All right, let's switch gears. We gotta talk about the warnings. Let's get into the 3 most common traps that students fall into. This is where you really need to be careful. Listen, this is crucial. First, never ask it for real-time information. Its knowledge has a cutoff date, so asking about the latest news will get you flat-out wrong answers. Second, don't rely on it for deep research papers. It can hallucinate, which is just a fancy way of saying it, make stuff up. And third, and this is a huge one, do not trust it to cite your sources. It will literally invent fake book titles and authors. That's a major academic no-no. So this really boils it all down. On the left, that's your green light, perfect for coding, explaining concepts, and brainstorming the structure for an essay. On the right, that's the big red light, stay far away from current events, in-depth research, and especially academic citations. Just keep this little checklist in your head, and you'll be golden. Okay, enough talk. Let's actually get our hands dirty. I want you to experience one of these superpowers for yourself right now with a super quick test. Go find an old piece of code that was giving you an error. Step 1. Just copy that error message. Step 2. Paste the code and the error right into ChatGPT. Now for step 3, use this exact prompt. Explain what is wrong, fix the error and provide the correct code. And then step 4, just sit back and watch. You're going to be amazed at how fast it not only solves it, but tells you why your code was broken. Now, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. The single biggest mistake students make is treating ChatGPT like it's Google. It's not a live search engine. Take a look at this prompt right here. Asking a question like this is a classic trap. You're asking for new, recent information, and that is exactly where ChatGPT is at its absolute weakest. It'll probably give you an answer based on rules from a year or 2 ago, which could be totally wrong and really mess things up for you. And here's the simple reason why. Its knowledge is static. Think of it like a textbook that was printed a couple of years ago. It's not connected to the live internet. For anything that needs up-to-the-minute info, you need a different tool. Free tools like Gemini or Perplexity are built for that. And don't worry, we'll cover them later in the series. Okay, it's time for a little mini assignment to really lock this skill in. I call it the debugging test, and I promise it'll take you less than a minute. So here's what I want you to do. Go find a tiny piece of broken code, maybe just a few lines with a typo. Run it through ChatGPT using that prompt we just talked about. Then, jump down into the comments and tell us, how fast did it work? I'm curious to see who gets the fastest fix. So now you know where ChatGPT is your best friend and where it can get you into trouble. But what about that giant gap we talked about? That need for real-time information? Well, next time, we're going to look at the free tool designed specifically to solve that problem. And that tool is Google Gemini. We're going to dive into why it's the undisputed king of real-time info and how the fact that it's plugged into all your other Google tools is a massive game changer for student research. Don't let these free AI tools slip away. Hit that subscribe button so you can keep mastering AI for your studies. I'll see you in the next lesson.